Let me tell you how I almost got scammed trying to make genuine connection out and about, just like how our family had taught us to. Last week, I was at Costco and Marshall's trying to do some content. This girl walked past me and was like, I really like your bag. It looks sturdy. It looks nice. I need to change mine out. I'm like, oh, thank you. That's so sweet of you. And I told her how, yeah, this is like, I also want to change my bag. I want to do a Coach bag, but, you know, I'm hesitant because of me, you know, wanting to make sure my kids are taken care of first and they're spoiled first. Like, I was just trying to have a genuine connection. She's like, oh yeah, just like getting to know me. Me and my husband has been married 6 years. Or 9 years or something. We're gonna start making a family. And just talking, and she sounds so happy to have gotten to know me. Cool, you know, it's awesome. It's amazing that you're a mom who's supporting a family, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, and I'm also diversifying my income. I'm also growing content. So I'm just enjoying getting to know somebody completely new. As we're going through it, she's like, yeah, you know, I would love to, you know, hang out, grab a coffee with you. You sound so nice. I'm like, oh my God, a white girl wants to be my friend. I always want, you know, diversify my friendships. Of course, we exchange numbers. I'm like, you know what? She's perfect. We can kind of meet up every now and then, grab coffee, vent, talk about girlhood. You know, she was like similar to my age. I've been busy since the last time I spoke to her in the store. So of course I didn't end up, you know, reaching out to her. I was getting out of the shower today. I look at my phone and I see that I got a missed call. And it was her, and she had left me a voicemail saying like, oh, you know, I'm on my way home from work. I just wanted to call and check in. I was supposed to call you over the weekend, but I never got to. And I was like, oh. Then in my mind, I felt something was off. Not because, I don't know if it's just we're so used to just the people around us and that we don't trust anyone else. It was a vibe off. And in my mind, I was like, you know, maybe Allah has sent this person to replace anything that you may have lost recently, and that, you know, maybe this could be a genuine thing where you have friends that you can spend more time with. Like, what's wrong with getting to know people? Like, okay, I should call her now. I don't want to leave her waiting. And I call her up, and she's still on her way home from work. And I was like, oh, you know, she had a long drive. She was just like talking about life, talking about how she's gonna have to make cookies for something at the church, how she has to, you know, she was recommending Trader Joe's because Trader Joe's has, you know, their holiday collection is insane, meal prepping. I was telling her about how I had cooked dinner for my kids, like building a bond and a friendship, how you would normally do with a girl, and see if there's any relatableness there. I was trying to get that. And I don't know how, but she's a really good manipulator in the conversation. I'll tell you that, because she switched up the conversation so good about how she wants to, you know, go out for coffee, get to know me some more, and like we can kind of spend time together. Now, I didn't think anything of this because she seemed like a genuinely nice girl. No. First, she said, how are you feeling? Like, I was like, oh, wow. Somebody's asking about my emotional or whatever. Like, wow, she cares about me. And then I was like, yeah, you know, I've been blessed lately. I've been very grateful. I've been having so much support and family around me and all that. But at the same time, I do have the pulse of motherhood. I have the idea that, oh, I need to get this done. So, you know, I was just telling her, I was venting girlhood. So then she's like, yeah, you know, it's tough times that we're in. I completely understand. But, you know, there's better opportunities out there. Like, she was trying to start something. And I didn't pick it up immediately. She was that good. But I didn't pick it up immediately. Then she was like, yeah, I want you to introduce you to some people. But first, I would love to go out with you and get to know you and talk to you about this great opportunity. Love to meet you. I was like, damn, a brand collab or something? Because I was like, okay. Because I had told her I was a content creator. So she continued to talk. Like, I was just listening. At that point, I knew the opportunity to make more money and to balance out your life or do this or that. And I'm just sitting there like, oh yeah, there it is. And after she was done, I was like, hey, I want to ask you a question. Are you making any money off of saying what you're saying? Or you know, is this a referral process that you're supposed to be doing? She's like, oh, why? Have you had bad experiences before with MLM? Like, listening to her, and I was like, okay, here we go. So she's trying to sell me a product. Let's go ahead. Like, no, I've never worked with any, you know, pyramid schemes. She was like, oh, well, what do you think about my idea? Like, she kind of was going off a script anyways this whole time. I was like, thank you, but I'm currently not interested in any, you know, business opportunity. But, you know, I really wish you the best of luck. I was like, I'm really disappointed in how you conned me into a, you know, friendly conversation to get your, you know, your business scheme across. You know, you talked to me about, you know, you and your husband trying to have a child, and you created a genuine connection between women when you talk and discuss things like paternal things. And I was telling her about how I was a mother. I told her, I was like, you know, you conned me into a conversation that seemed genuine, like we would have great chemistry as friends, but you're now selling me, or you're pitching a sale on me. Oh, well, you know, I totally understand. I was like, and I really hope if you and your husband are trying to have kids that you do achieve that as soon as possible. And then she's like, yeah, we actually are. That was true. And I was like, okay, well then good luck then, and I hope you the best. But what the hell? Like, is this why we stay on our phones? Because I thought I was creating a genuine connection when we were talking about girlhood. Like, I didn't realize that also meant you can scam me at the same time.